Alright, Chris Robbins from JKD Tactical Combat Arts. We're going to be going over 3 subcompact 9mm single stack firearms. In the beginning, the first one here, we have the Walther PPS, the Police Pistol Slim. Second one, we have the LC9. It's made by Ruger with the Laser Max laser sights. And the third one is the Beretta BU9, often called and often referred to as the Beretta Nano. Okay, so we're going to break down each one of these so you can see the differences. This is the most simple, this is the most difficult to break down. I'm going to show you the features of breaking each one down and how you break them down. Okay, each one of these firearms is always hot, by the way, meaning there's a live round in the chamber. I always keep my weapons hot, ready to go for self-defense purposes, obviously. Okay, so, and we will assume every firearm is a loaded firearm just for safety precautions. Okay, so what we want to do is release the mag. When we slide the slide back, we have the slide lock lever here, okay? And we are going to push that up as we simultaneously slide this back, catching the round into our left hand. Okay, there's the round. When we do that, there's a button here and a button here. What we're going to do is we're going to grab button on both sides and pull it down as we hit the slide release. This is going to go forward, causing the slide release, slide mechanism to go forward. We have to decock this or shoot it, as we do with Glocks often, and that's going to cause this to slightly move forward, breaking it down. We remove the pin, and now we have the whole gun broken down. Okay, so that wasn't too difficult. This one is a little more difficult. What I like about this, the Ruger LC9 has a lot of safety features. This indicates it's loaded. Loaded went up. Obviously, it tells you right there. Okay. It also has a safety mechanism here. Red is dead or red is blood. That's how you often remember, okay? And the neat thing about this is I always keep this one, even though it's hot, I keep the safety on. So as I'm drawing my weapon, I will press this down simultaneously to fire, okay? This is probably the most safest out of the 3, okay? This has a long trigger pull, makes it a little safe. This is like a Glock. It is ready to go instantly. Okay, so once we release the mag, okay, we have to make sure red is dead. Okay, we have to make sure that can fire in order to slide the slide mechanism backwards. When we do that, we hit the slide release button here, catching the round again in our left hand. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. There's a pin inside here, okay? Now, this here has a switch. That switch is always up. You press the switch down, okay? Now, there's going to be a little pin right there. Okay, we have to take a little cleaning tool. We have to push this in to get the pin out. Now, in order for us to do that, we have to put this slide back forward, okay? And we have to slightly push this back with our hand, okay? And as we're doing that, we're pressing this here. You'll see the pin start to pop as I push it. Okay, there's the pin right there. Okay, now we still have to be able to, we have to grab this pin out, okay, as we're holding this. This is where it gets a little difficult. It's kind of a really difficult system of breaking down a firearm because of that little pin. But then once we do that, remove your little device here, whatever you want to use to obviously get this out, okay, and we fire. Or this, if we don't fire, this will just automatically slide out, okay. We have the most simplest of all springs here, okay. It has 1 here, 2 here. Makes it really easy to break down. And then we have this piece. Okay. So that's the Ruger LC9 broken down. Now, the Beretta Nano, the BU9. Okay. Again, we have to release the mag, catching the round in our left hand. Now, as you catch the round in the left hand, you also notice this slides back, or forward rather, because we don't have any slide release or any slide locking mechanisms on here. This is for snag-proof design so that it doesn't get caught and closed. That's what this is primarily made for. So you'll see that there's no safety feature. You'll see that there's no slide release or slide lock mechanism. Alright, there's no pin. So how do we release this one? Okay, this one's a little difficult. What we have to do first is we have to, there's a striker. We have to deactivate the striker by pressing this pin in. You'll hear a little click. And once we do that, you can take a round and turn this, but I prefer to use a nickel because it's the perfect diameter to turn this. And we have to turn it counterclockwise. And as you see when we do that, this will come forward. Here is our spring. And there's the gun broken down. So we have the Police Pistol Slim by Walther, the Ruger LC9, and the Beretta Nano. And that's how we break them down.